How's it going, everyone? Today we got a story time of a kid who steals from his dad to buy Robux. Yeah, so when he explains to his dad why there is a $2,000 charge in his bank account, and that he needed to invest in Robux. Oh my god, yeah. Super cringy story, but I know you guys will enjoy it, so sit back, relax, subscribe to the channel if you're new. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. Anyways, right, so the subscriber was over at his friend's house for sleepover. And his friend is the subscriber and his friend are both a pretty big fan of Roblox. If you don't know, so I don't really play Roblox. I don't really know the terminology that well, but Robux are basically the virtual currency, similar like to V-Bucks in Fortnite. I'm pretty sure you can't buy anything that's like super game breaking in Roblox with the Robux or whatever. I think a lot of it is just kind of like to buy cosmetic items or whatever, and like it doesn't really affect your gameplay that much to my knowledge. Anyways, though, so the subscriber and his friend were playing like Roblox, and his friend's like, dude, like look at this freaking hat, or I don't know, he found some kind of like cosmetic in the store, and he was like, dude, this looks so sick. And the subscriber's like, yeah, man, that does look pretty sick, but like, you know, I don't got any Robux in my account, like I just don't have any of that stuff. And the subscriber's friend was like, do you want to buy some stuff tonight? And here's the thing, right? The subscriber had always thought about like how it'd be cool to have the whatever Roblox skin or the whatever Roblox hat or whatever cosmetic item that was kind of like, tickling his fancy that day, but he just couldn't buy. He's always thought about it, but he's never actually been like, oh yeah, let me sit down and ask my mom, try and convince my mom to let me purchase a virtual item in a video game. Like, it was hard enough for her to just let him play as much of the video game as he did. Like, the subscriber wasn't even some like crazy addicted kid playing like 12 hours a day. Subscriber would play like 1 or 2 hours a day, and his mom was still like his mom was still super strict with it, and it has only been really recently that, she's even let him play for this long. So yeah, the subscriber's like, yeah, right, like I'm gonna go up to my mom and say, hey mom, I know you don't even like me playing this game for free, but can I have some money so that I can look cooler to all my friends in the game? Yeah, right, bro, like that's gonna happen. Yeah, so anyways, right, the subscriber kind of turns to his friend and is like, dude, like, I mean, that'd be cool and all, but it's not like I'm going to be able to actually buy anything. And the subscriber's friend's like, oh, like, I think I can actually convince my dad to let me, like, spend some money and we can buy some stuff. And the subscriber's like, oh, really? So the subscriber kind of knew his friend's parents to an extent. Like, I don't know. I think, like, parents definitely, when your friends come over, put on a super different act. Like, sometimes parents will be, like, kind of strict with you, but then when, like, your friend comes over, they'll be like, oh, my God, like, yes, everything goes. How's it going? And then when the friend disappears, they're like, hey, like, did you clean your room? I mean, my parents were never like that, but I definitely noticed that when I'd go to some of my friends' houses. Like, it'd be so funny, because, like, there'd be some chill parents, but then there'd be some parents that I just knew were just, like, always chewing them out. And the second I went over there, they were just, like, the most laid back, anything goes, don't worry about it. I get why, but at the same time, right, the subscriber, he didn't think that his friend's parents were kind of going to be the parents that would be like, yeah, here's some money to buy Robux, this virtual like currency to buy virtual items in a video game. They just really didn't seem like the parents that would even be slightly open to that idea. So the subscriber's friend said, hey man, I'm going to go figure that out. I'll be right back. So the subscriber's friend gets up and leaves. So yeah, at this point, he is gone and just off doing stuff. And the thing is, the subscriber isn't there to see the whole interaction. That would have completely changed the course of the story. Because in reality, at this point, the subscriber's friend, he's not going to find his dad to go ask him if he can have the Robux. Instead, he's going over to try and find his dad's credit card and make sure that his dad does not notice. So anyways, right, after about 20 minutes, so the subscriber's friend comes back. It's like, hey, like, my dad was, like, super chill with it. He actually gave me his card. He said that we could buy as many Robux as possible, as we wanted. And the subscriber was okay. He wasn't so suspicious that he was like, I don't believe you, right? However, the subscriber was fairly suspicious at this point because, really, dude, he just said, oh yeah, buy as many Robux as you want. Like, that just doesn't sound correct, bro. That just sounds fake. That sounds like fake news right there. Anyways, though, the subscriber wasn't really questioning it. He also didn't feel like questioning it because, okay, opportunity to do something he's always ever wanted to. And like, oh, like maybe his parents are super cool with it and really did say, buy as much as you want. The subscriber, it's one of those things where it's like probably too good to be true, but it's like he doesn't want to burst the bubble. He doesn't want to burst his own excitement. And he also wasn't thinking too deep about it. He was just like, oh, sweet, I got to play with like the Robux now. Like, whatever, man. Like, I kind of don't care. Let's just go out and use it, right? So sure enough, the subscriber and his friend pulls out his dad's credit card, puts in the information, and they start buying Robux. So they go all around, and then they're like buying all the items they've ever wanted. For the people who play Roblox down below, if I'm saying something that's slightly incorrect, feel free to correct me in the comment section. But to my knowledge, it's like currency you can buy, and then you can use that currency to buy in-game items. So anyways, right, sure enough, they're just going around. They're just having a great time. The subscriber genuinely is having a lot of fun. He's like, I'm finally able to buy these Robux, whatever, or I'm finally able to buy these items. Like, this is such a great time, and all that kind of stuff. However, in the middle of doing so, and they've bought a lot of Robux, the subscriber isn't really even keeping that close track of how much Robux they've bought. However, they're about to know exactly the dollar amount that they bought. But the subscriber is starting to realize that his friend is kind of just going ham and kind of just buying literally whatever he's feeling like just not even caring. He's just pressing enter. And it's the subscriber is a little bit uncomfortable with that because he's like, are you super sure that your parents are just completely cool with this? But also, once again, this is a situation where the subscriber is like, hey, man, don't ask, don't tell. I'm not going to say anything. Like, I'm not going to question it. But that's when they hear screaming, like, we're going to call the subscriber Ben. And we hear the dad screaming, Ben! Ben! Where are you? And Ben's face just goes white. And the subscriber's like, Ben, is everything okay? And Ben is just, like, staring at the computer screen blankly, knowing that he has been caught. But at this point, the subscriber has no idea what's going on. Anyways, so if you made it this far into the video, comment Robux down below. That'll be the secret word of the day. I want to see how many people made it this far. And also, if you don't listen to these stories on Spotify, you totally should. It is the first thing in the description and the pinned comment. Anyways, finally, though, if you don't know, up until the summer, we're having a little bit of a community challenge where everyone comments down below how many videos they've binge watched today or this week, whichever one you want to do. So basically, that means comment how many videos you've watched in a row or how many videos you've watched this week. So we're trying to boost the channel watch time going into the summer. So here are some people on screen right now that have done the challenge and have told me how many videos you've watched. So thank you to them. Thank you to you. With that all being said, let's just jump right back into it. So yeah, at this point, the subscriber has not put two and two together, which, I mean, I don't know, fair enough. It's a lot easier to say it's so obvious with all the context clues I've given and 2020 hindsight. But in the moment, the subscriber wasn't really sure what was going on. But obviously, the subscriber's friend, Ben, his dad, seemed super upset, super mad. And he was like, Ben, where are you? And Ben is just quiet. And the subscriber is kind of thinking, why aren't you, responding to your dad? I mean, yeah, he was in trouble, but also it's like, bro's going to find you eventually. It's like, you're in the house. There's only 2 stories to the house, bro. He's going to find you. And probably one of the first places he'll check is your room. So might as well just, accept your fate at this point, if that makes sense. Just accept the fate. Anyways, though, so sure enough, Ben's dad comes up to the door, and you just hear this, loud, slamming on the door. He's like, Ben, I know you're in there. Open up. And the subscriber turns to Ben. He's like, do you want me to get that? And Ben just doesn't respond. And then kind of looks at the subscriber and nods faintly. So the subscriber's like, okay. Subscriber gets up and opens up the door. And Ben's dad is not looking happy. And Ben's dad looks at the subscriber. He's like, hey, bud, do you mind if I talk to my son for a little bit? And Ben's like, the subscriber's like, yeah, of course. The subscriber's not going to be like, no, I got to be in here. The subscriber's trying to distance himself from whatever nonsense is about to go down. So the subscriber steps outside and just kind of stands there for a little bit. And that's when he hears kind of yelling coming from inside, being like, I just received a $2,000 charge on my bank account from a roblox.com what is that? What is a Roblox? I know it's you. I also checked my wallet and my credit card is missing. And all of a sudden you hear the subscriber or Ben say, I don't know where your card is. Like, that wasn't me. And that's when that's when the subscriber remembers. Ben, after putting in the card details, says, hey, do you mind holding on to this? So the subscriber checks his pockets, and sure enough, Ben's dad's card is in his pocket. So he's like, oh, shoot, like, what do I do here? And Ben's dad's like, well, I know for a fact, like, your mom and I have not been spending thousands of dollars on this roblox.com. And it's like, if I talk to your buddy outside, is he going to like tell me that he has no idea what roblox.com is? And Ben says, yeah, go out and talk to him. So now the subscriber's in a really tough situation. Yeah, so the subscriber is in a super tough position because now his friend is like, oh, yeah, no, my friend will lie on my behalf. So anyways, Ben's dad comes out. He's like, hey, bud, like, I just got do you mind if we talk for a second? And at this point, the subscriber's like, yeah, like, that's fine. But the subscriber is also thinking pretty heavily now. He's like, okay, what do I do here? Like, genuinely, what do I even do? So the dad's like, hey, do you know about like this roblox.com? Do you know about a Roblox? And the subscriber's like, so Roblox is a video game. And the subscriber's Ben's dad's like, oh, okay. Do you and my son Ben play that game? And the subscriber's like, yeah, we do play that game. And the dad's like, okay, is there a way to spend money on that game? And the subscriber's like, yes. And at this point, Ben's dad's like, okay. It's like, thanks, 1 sec. And that's when Ben's dad goes right back into the room. And it's like, I talked to your friend out there. The worst thing about this whole thing is like, the subscriber can hear, I don't know if it's the worst or a good thing, but you can hear the whole thing going on. So he's like, I just talked to your friend out there, and he's telling me that, Roblox is a game that you guys play and that you could spend money on it. And the subscriber's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know you meant Roblox. You're saying roblox.com. His dad's like, same thing. I know it's the same thing. I'm not stupid. Like, just give me back my card, and we'll deal with this after. And the subscribers, and this is where Ben actually kind of messed up the subscriber. So at this point he's like, oh, I don't have the card. Like the subscriber like has the card. He took it. He went on Roblox. He spent all this money with your money. Like, I'm so sorry, Dad. And his dad's like, what? And at this point the subscriber's like, oh, what, dude? Like, you just ratted me out? Okay. Because for a little bit the subscriber's like, you know what? I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be reclusive. I'm not going to say that much. But, because, he didn't want to rat out his friend necessarily. But at this point, his friend just threw him under the bus. So, nah. The subscriber was coming in and telling the whole story. So at this point, right, Ben's dad walks back out. He's like, hey, bud, can we talk again? And the subscriber's like, look, I'm just going to, I'm going to get ahead of this. I could overhear exactly what you guys were saying. And, my friend, I thought, Ben, was saying that I took your card and that I went on his account and I said, oh, let's buy all these Robux. He said, yes, we did go on your account. We did go on Roblox and we did spend a lot of money. And his dad, like Ben's dad for a second was starting to get like almost a little bit angry because he thought this was like an admission of guilt. But the subscriber's like, but I had no idea that you didn't say like yes to this. We were sitting there. There's like ways to buy stuff on Roblox. And my friend, Ben, said, oh, do you want to buy some stuff on here? And I was like, sure. And he said, oh, my dad would be super chill. Let me go ask him. And then Ben disappeared, and then he came back with your credit card. He put in the details, and then he said, here, take this. And the subscriber reaches into his pocket, pulls out the credit card, and hands it back to the dad. And then, the subscriber says, yeah, and we were just buying stuff, but we were buying stuff because your son said that you agreed to this. And at this point, right, the subscriber, was just kind of laid it all out like that. And so Ben's dad's like, oh, so you didn't go down and take my card? And he's like, no, like, why would I do that? So anyways, right at this point, Ben's dad goes back into the room and comes out with Ben. So now it's really awkward because it's the subscriber, it's Ben, and it's Ben's dad. And the subscriber looks at Ben like, bro. And Ben is looking at the subscriber like, dude, like, why are you saying this stuff? And so anyways, Ben's dad's like, look, between you two, all I know is that there was a lot of money charged on my card. and that one of you, if not both of you, like spent the money, so you guys are gonna have to figure it out. Yeah, so anyways, Ben's dad steps out, and the subscriber's like, dude, like, I overheard you tell your dad that I did that. Dude, I had no idea that your dad didn't want you to. And Ben's like, well, how could you believe what I said? Like, you really think my dad would be fine with us spending thousands of dollars? And the subscriber's like, look, I didn't know. I was just trusting you. And that's not cool that you just threw me under the bus in there. And that's when, Ben was like, okay, I'm sorry. Look, I'm just going to go in. I'll take full responsibility. I'm sorry for throwing you under the bus. I panicked. I really can't get in more trouble with my parents. I'm already on thin ice. I'm probably going to lose access to all my technology and stuff. And while the subscriber felt bad that that had to happen, at the same time, he's like, he's not going to take the fall for it, because if the subscriber takes the fall for Ben, it's probably going to end up with the subscriber's parents being charged like all the money that was spent, right? Because, at the end of the day, if he went on and stole his friend's credit card or his friend's dad's credit card, it's probably going to be his parents that have to deal with that. So the subscriber explains that to Ben, and Ben's like, I know, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. I will go in there. You're totally off the hook. So they're walking distance away from each other. So the subscriber is planning on just walking home. But before that, he just needs to listen in. So he says, hey man, all right, I think I'm gonna leave because you guys probably have a lot of talking to do. And Ben's like, yeah, man. And so anyways, Ben goes back into his room, and the subscriber sticks around for a second just to make sure Ben doesn't lie again and get him in more trouble. And he's listening in, and Ben's like, Dad, like, I have something to say. Ben confesses everything. His dad, like, kind of blows up on him. I mean, understandable. And with that, the subscriber walks out.